All right, I'm back again with some new releases. The links and timestamps for each of the books will be down in the description, as well as a link to sign up if you're an author and want to put your book in front of me. Never guarantees that you'll be featured, but it does up your chances of me knowing that your book is available. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the picks for this week. Accidentally in Love by Danielle Jackson comes in at 384 pages and is pitched as fiction romance multicultural. When Sam is stuck sharing the streets for Chicago's summer festivals with a man she can't stand, she'll find it's often a bumpy road that leads to love. As office manager of the city's leading luxury boudoir and pinup photography studio, lovable grump Samantha Sawyer has everything under control. With an eventful summer season on the horizon, Sam is balancing an insane workload while preparing the buxom boudoir photo bus, a vintage coach bus converted into a mobile photo booth and meeting space to make the rounds at Chicago's bustling Summer Street Festival roster. Sam's busy schedule makes avoiding the difficult parts of her life much easier, but there's one person who can see right through her to-do list and icy facade. Really sees her, and Sam hates him for it. A lot has changed in the last year for Russell Montgomery. Years of odd jobs and couch surfing around the country has left him scrambling, but after reconnecting with his brother, Reed, and coming as close to settling down as he's ever been, Russ now works at a hot local restaurant. Russ has been welcomed into his newly engaged brother's circle of friends, all except a close friend and co-worker of Reed's fiancée, an intriguingly stormy woman named Sam. Luckily, Sam is certain that the insanity of her calendar will ensure their distance, and she won't have to deal with Russ or his irritatingly handsome smile. But when Russ is charged with the launch of a restaurant food truck for the festival circuit, the sizzling Chicago heat is no match for the fire between them. Bridgekeeper by L.S. Moore and Christina Benchina comes in at 352 pages and is pitched as a young adult fiction ghost stories. On a night when the veil between the living and the dead is as thin as a soap bubble, Will McCurdy discovers a chilling family legacy. Each generation's firstborn becomes a medium, a bridge between the living world and the in-between. It shouldn't affect Will, but his older brother needs a keeper, someone who can make sure the anguished spirits move on. Becoming a keeper means Will must harbor secrets, lie to friends, and break his mother's heart. It's that or abandon his brother to the desperate dead. Dillbreaker by Lauren Forsyth comes in at 336 pages and is pitched as fiction, romance, romantic comedy. One woman's trash is another woman's treasure. High standards never hurt anybody. Marina Spicer has no time to waste when it comes to dating. Hence her rather long list of deal breakers. Must love dogs, no smokers need apply, etc. Still, Marina is stuck. Frustrated by the online dating world, she creates deal breakers, an anonymous dating review app to whittle down to the desperately large dating pool man by man and help other women along the way. But after a disagreement at work gets her paired up as the marketer on a project with the uppity Irish content writer Lucas Kennedy, she realizes he's the most reviewed walking red flag on the entire app. The charming ne'er-do-well is the last person she wants to spend time with, but they have to test out date ideas together. The writer of the best pitch walking away with the promotion Marina feels she's already earned. As Marina and Lucas butt heads mixing cocktails, salsa dancing, and throwing axes, Marina finds herself sharper and wittier in his presence, despite Lucas checking every box on Marina's deal breakers list. If the deal breakers say he's Mr. Wrong, he can't possibly be Mr. Right, can he? The Deja Glitch by Holly James comes in at 352 pages and is pitched as fiction, romance, romantic comedy. A paperback original from the author of Nothing But the Truth for fans of Palm Springs and In a Holidays, The Deja Glitch is a lightly speculative, sparkling rom-com in which Gemma might be the only person who can break Jack out of the 24-hour time loop he's been stuck in for 5 months, if only he can get her to remember him first. To break out of the 24-hour time loop, all Jack needs is for Gemma to fall in love with him in a single day. All Gemma needs is to remember him first. Gemma Peters is all right. She's making a name for herself in the music biz in LA. She's got a ride or die best friend in Lila, and she gets to come home to Rex, her loving Labrador, every night. She's also got a no musicians rule when it comes to dating. That might be because her rock star ex-boyfriend used her to get a record deal from her rock legend dad, though it's impossible to say for sure. But with that heartbreak still feeling fresh more than a year later, it's becoming more like a no dating rule, period. So when Gemma crashes literally into Jack one Friday morning, at first she feels like fate might have finally decided to do her a favor. After all, this guy is cute. And wait, is she imagining it, or is he staring a little too deeply into her eyes? And oh, how does he know her name? She thinks he was stalking her if she wasn't getting a funny feeling of deja vu every time she looked at him. It's not at all like her to kiss a man and forget completely, so then how can she explain the dreamlike memory of his lips on hers? If it weren't for that inexplicable memory and the sense of deja vu that's been following her around all day, she'd consider calling the authorities when Jack tells her the unbelievable truth. This is no ordinary Friday. Not for them. In fact, they've lived this day over and over 147 times. And while Gemma has been totally oblivious to the time loop, Jack has been agonizingly aware of every single iteration. Luckily, Jack has a theory to bring his own personal Groundhog Day to an end, and it's simple. All Gemma has to do is fall in love with him in 24 hours. Who We Are Now by Lauren Chamberlain comes in at 352 pages and is pitched as women's fiction. Writer to Watch Lauren Chamberlain's sophomore novel, a paperback original, is a poignant, incisive story about life's sliding door moments. It explores the disproportionate impact that seemingly small choices we make in our youth have on the rest of our lives, jumping boldly through the years and alternating points of view, moving at the same unforgiving pace as do those precocious, confusing years between college and real life. This is a novel of epic friendship. We meet Clarissa, Rachel, Nate, and Dev in their last year at a liberal arts college, where these four friends are preparing to take their first steps into adulthood. Then they do. We follow them for 15 years through their 20s and then their 30s as their lives change and complicate, as do the ties between them. Two find fame, two sacrifice idealism for a secure paycheck, two are locked in a will they won't they holding pattern. Some of them mature into fabulous human beings, others lose their footing and let their friends down with catastrophic results. This novel is a meditation on life and friendship and exemplifies Lauren's talent for writing utterly relatable stories and lovable characters. Who We Are Now examines the way our early relationships encourage us forward and sometimes hold us back. It questions how the seemingly small decisions we make in our youth send us down wildly diverging paths. In other words, this is a perfect novel for the current zeitgeist as we all access and reassess our priorities in a fast-changing world. With Love from Cold War by Alicia Thompson comes in at 400 pages and is pitched as fiction, romance, romantic comedy. She has a to-do list a mile long and falling for her coworker isn't on it. Yet somehow he's become her top priority in this romantic comedy from the author of Love in the Time of Serial Killers. Lauren Fox is the bookkeeper for Cold War, a tourist destination that's always a winter wonderland despite being located in humid Orlando, Florida. Sure, it's ranked way below any of the trademarked amusement parks, and maybe foot traffic could be better, but it's a fun place to work, and even if fun isn't exactly Lauren's middle name. Her co-worker, Asa Williamson, on the other hand, is all about finding ways to enliven his days at Cold War, whether that means organizing the Secret Santa, or teasing Lauren. When the owner asks Lauren and Asa to propose something, anything really, to raise more revenue, their rivalry heats up as they compete to come up with the best idea. But the situation is more dire than they thought, and it might take these polar opposites working together to save the day. If Asa thought Lauren didn't know how to enjoy herself, he's surprised by how much he enjoys spending time together. And if Lauren thought Asa wasn't serious about anything, she's surprised by how seriously he seems to take her. As Lauren and Asa work to save their beloved wintry spot, they realize the real attraction might be the heat generating between them. Also, the male love interest has blue hair, and I love that. All right, that's all the books I have for this week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with friends, and leave a comment down below to let me know which of these books you plan on checking out, or if there's a different book that was not featured that you're planning on reading this week. And I will see you all next time. Bye!